My name's Shezad Dawood, artist and filmmaker. I work across painting, film, sculpture, usually working with an idea of the archive and combining found materials with things I create. With the three carpets, I really tried to give a range of my practice from the more abstract in this one. This one's called Joe versus the Volcano, which is a play on a cheesy film title. But it's also, I like to use my titles to make people think. And in a way, the kind of hint of the volcano is really to think about the use of the sort of red and orange spectrum in this piece. And it was great to have 32 colors to play with because we could give about 10 or 12 to the sort of red-orange spectrum, which just really made this one come alive. So you've got a real sense of depth. It almost looks like it's sort of painted on top, and the sort of upper layers really almost stand out from the carpet. This large landscape is called Avebury Rock, and it takes one of the famous standing stones from Avebury, creates its sort of negative outline, and it was really, this is sort of, I guess, the sort of halfway point of the three carpets, but in the way it combines a sort of figuration and abstraction, but also conceptually contains another textile reproduced as carpet, and I was quite interested in that sort of play between the thing being a representation of the thing. In this, again, the 32 colors, we were really able to push it, and this was where the working relationship with Emma really kind of took off, because like in my original design, the background for this whole section was canvas painted flat charcoal, and if you go in closer, you can see the sort of pixelation where blues and greens come through and create a kind of field moving up to the corner. And that was where I think the sort of shift into the carpet loom really took off and really found its feet. So in the final part of the triptych, I really wanted to sort of mine the filmic, whereas Avebury Rock contains a sort of almost photographic image of a standing stone, I really wanted to kind of step on with the third and final one. So it's actually a sort of partly exposed film strip of mine. At the end of the roll, it's sort of unexposed, so it just sort of bleaches. You can't do a true white in wool. And that was an interesting limitation. It's like, you can't do a true white? As a painter, I was like, what do you mean you can't do a true white? But then it became really interesting, and I always, you always enjoy working with limitations and seeing how you can bend them. So there's about 4 or 5 different tones of off-white in that section to give it its kind of richness. And equally then, since we were away from the sort of true white, it kind of opened the door to kind of really messing with the sort of filmic image and really exploring what the colorways could do that we had available to us. And that was, a fantastic time spent with Emma, really kind of exploring the kind of possibilities of what you could do with color within carpet, and how that sort of became quite an active translation from painting.